pretty good stuff.
Is the put the supports for the centerboard pin, drilled 1-inch holes through, and did what I call the plumbing. That's bronze 1-inch piping with a cap on it, go through to the other side of the boat, and through it is a 3/4 inch stainless steel tube.
Oh, it's baby smooth, as they say. It's all sanded. I'll give it a coat of paint, then I'll probably wet sand it so I have a glassy cutouts, a pair of cutouts from the forward bulkhead, which we'll look at in just a second. Cutouts, 2 cutouts from the after cockpit bulkhead.
Looking at the after transom and the chine stopper and framing around the transom. As we back off with the camera, we are now looking at the after bulkhead, cockpit bulkhead opening, the cutouts of which I've just shown you. Now we're going to another cutout. So now we have total access through the entire hull of the boat. Interesting perspective.
Epoxy and deal with the fine dust that's created from working with this stuff. You should use the best respirator you can get your hands on. It's about a $20–25 respirator I borrowed from my neighbor and will replace soon. Absolutely indispensable for this type of work. It's got the cartridges that can be replaced. Put that around you when you're doing this kind of work. Get a good fit. This stuff is absolutely deadly to work with. Little item that every shop should have is a compass. Absolutely crucial for scribing lines and fitting stainless steel bolts. They will be used to secure the mast and the struts above the deck line and pivot on these. Everything goes right. Expensive as hell, but you need it to do a router. The edges around the pockets have been rounded off, which will prevent slivers and give a neater dressed up appearance on the outside and prevent slivers and the laminations of the plywood coming undone. Just a status report. The paint is going on well and putting it on rather heavily, but it seems to be taking very nicely. Now I'll do the top sides. I've done the transoms and the bottom. Well, here we go again. Well, we'll just hoist her up a little more. Well, this is the way they do it with swordfish. I guess we can get away with it with this, the dowser. Couldn't have done it without you, Mark. The centerboard. There's the worm gear hydraulic windlass to lift it. Cable traverses up the forward cockpit bulkhead through a stainless steel 1.5 inch sheave, through a 3/8 inch hole through the beam, and then back through another sheave